Dr. Shabir, why does God impose collective punishment on people? For example, some of the peoples of the past were wiped out completely due to the sins of a number of them. What about the innocent people? Couldn't an all-powerful God protect them?
So we have to answer this question in defending the justice and the power and might of God and His knowledge of how things are going. So there are some parts of Islamic thinking that will help us to deal with this question. One is that in the Quran, when the punishment is mentioned for a particular people, often we see that God rescues the few believers who are there within that community. So if we think in terms of Sodom and Gomorrah, in the Quran, we see that those who believe are rescued along with Lot. It's not only his family, it is those who believe. So how many were the believers? We don't know. But the idea is that you have a separation now between believers, non-believers. The believers are saved, the non-believers are destroyed. The story of Noah also gives us the same demarcation between believers and non-believers in the Quranic version of the story, because there we find that Noah is preaching to his people. One of his family members did not believe in him, and that family member was also drowned, a son of his. But the believers were saved along with him. So here we have the separation between believers and non-believers. Those who believe are saved, those who disbelieve and they make an attempt on the life of the prophet of God, Noah, at this time, they are the ones who are destroyed. There may be other instances when it is not so simple for there to be a surgical removal of the good people, let's put it this way. So in that case, we expect that God will give a just reward to the persons who are punished along with the sinful persons. Now, I must add a comment here about the power of God. Sometimes when we think about the power of God, we say, okay, God can do anything. But philosophers and theologians realize that when we say that God can do everything or anything, we don't mean He can do what is logically impossible. Some things are logically impossible, or some things may be practically impossible, in that even though God has the power to do a certain thing, to do it will have a kind of a fallout effect. And God can control the fallout as well, but then you control the fallout and the fallout of the fallout, and there's so many causes of causes and domino effects in our world of causation that God will have to intervene and change so many things in the world. In the film Even Almighty, even gets the chance to play God for a time because he questioned the wisdom of God, and God gives him the power. Okay, do what you like. And now he realizes that with the power of God, he is causing chaos because he does not have that control. So God controls things in the best way possible. The last thing I want to say about this is that God demands of believers that they intervene to stop non-believers from causing harm to society. And if they don't, they are also in a way guilty and deserving of some punishment. But we ask God to save us all.
You end on a profound point. Thank you for that, Dr. Shabir Ally.
You're welcome.